Hello students, this is second video lecture from Unit 5 Magnetism. Now in this video lecture we are going to study some important terms related to magnetism. If you see first term which is related to magnetism is magnetic dipole. So what is mean by magnetic dipole? These things actually all of you know these things actually. We will revise these things. So what is mean by magnetic dipole? Suppose you see this bar magnet, it consists of two different poles, north pole and south pole. They are separated by a small distance. So the arrangement which consists of two different poles separated by finite distance is called as magnetic dipole. So this bar magnet acts as a magnetic dipole. Similarly, suppose you have a current loop. Current loop also produces what? Magnetic field. So that current loop also we consider as a magnetic dipole. Similarly, electron which revolves around the nucleus or the electron which revolves around itself, it also possesses magnetic moment, so it is also considered as a what? Magnetic dipole. So this is about magnetic dipole. Now magnetic dipole moment. Suppose this magnet or any object which is magnetized, if it is kept in external magnetic field, what happens? This magnet or any magnetized object, it has tendency to interact with what? External magnetic field. So the quantity which measures this tendency is called as magnetic dipole moment. If this magnet is kept in external magnetic field, it experiences a force, it experiences a torque, right? So the how much torque is experienced by the magnet is called as magnetic dipole moment. So it just represents what? Magnetic dipole moment just represents what? Magnetic strength of the magnet. So we can say that magnetic moment is a quantity that represents magnetic strength and orientation of magnet. It may be magnet or any other object that produces a magnetic field. So it is the property of magnet or any other object which produces a magnetic field which represents a magnetic strength. That is called as magnetic dipole moment. Then magnetic field. Suppose this is a bar magnet, it produces what? Magnetic field around it. So the region around the magnet within which the magnetic effects can be experienced, it is called as magnetic field. Okay, so there is a finite region within which the magnetic effects can be experienced, and that region is called as magnetic field. Now how can we represent this magnetic field? This magnet has produced magnetic field around it, so how can we represent that magnetic field? So you can see here these lines are called as magnetic flux lines. Means the magnetic field which is produced by this magnet is represented by imaginary lines around it. Those lines are called as what? Magnetic flux lines, or they are also called as magnetic field lines or magnetic force lines. So these lines are called as magnetic flux lines. Now what is meant by magnetic flux? Magnetic flux is nothing but total number of magnetic flux lines which are passing through the closed surface. So total number of magnetic flux lines which are originating from this magnet is called as magnetic flux. So number of magnetic flux lines passing through the given closed surface. It is total number of magnetic flux lines. Okay, that is called as magnetic flux. It is denoted by this letter phi. So phi is equal to B into A. What is this B? We are going to study just now. But phi is what? Total number of lines which are passing through the closed surface. Magnetic flux is equal to B into A means area. The lines which are passing through the closed surface area. So SI unit of magnetic flux is Weber. Now what is mean by magnetic flux density? See the difference between magnetic flux and magnetic flux density. Magnetic flux means total number of lines which are originating from this magnet. So this is magnetic flux, but number of lines passing per unit area is called as magnetic flux density. You can see here phi is total number of flux lines divided by area. So flux per unit area is called as what? Magnetic flux density. So B is equal to phi upon area. So you can see here P is nothing but what? Phi divided by area, and that's why magnetic flux is nothing but what? Total number of magnetic flux lines. So SI unit of magnetic flux density is Weber per meter square. Phi Weber unit of magnetic flux is Weber, area is meter square, so it is Weber per meter square. So got the difference between magnetic flux and magnetic flux density. Magnetic flux means total number of lines which are originating from magnetic poles, and magnetic flux density means flux per unit area. Now the next is strength of magnetic field. It is denoted by H, or it is intensity of magnetic field. So this is magnet, it produces, suppose this is magnet, it produces what? Magnetic field around it. Now what is strength of this magnetic field? How can we measure that? What is intensity of the magnetic field which is produced by this magnet? So how can we measure that? Suppose we want to measure strength of magnetic field at this point, suppose at this point, then what we have to do, suppose we will bring a unit north pole at this point. So this north pole will experience force, right, because of this magnetic field. So how much force is experienced by this unit north pole? That measures strength of magnetic field. Getting all of you? So intensity of magnetic field at any point within the field is measured by magnitude of a force experienced by a unit north pole placed at that point. Suppose at this point you are going to measure intensity of magnetic field. So at this point you will keep what? Unit north pole. If this unit north pole is experiencing more force, then we can say that intensity of this magnetic field will be more. If it experiences less force, obviously the intensity or strength of magnetic field is less. So how much force is experienced by unit north pole at that point, that measures strength or intensity of magnetic field at that point. Okay, so it is H, SI unit is ampere per meter. Now magnetic permeability. See, suppose this is a material, it is kept, consider this is a material which is kept in external magnetic field. So these are total number of flux lines are magnetic flux, right, that is B. But how much flux passes through this material? How much permeability, that is called as permeability, means how much, it is a property of the material which allow the magnetic flux lines to pass through it. That is called as magnetic permeability. How much magnetic flux lines are allowed to pass through the material, are permitted to pass through the material. That property is called as what? Magnetic permeability. See, suppose magnetic permeability is greater, then this material will allow more number of flux lines to pass through it. If magnetic flux permeability is less, then this material will not allow more number of flux lines to pass through it. That is the meaning of what? Magnetic permeability. So you can see here, you can see, suppose this is a material, you can see here more number of magnetic flux lines are passing through it. That means this material is allowing more number of flux lines to pass through it. But you can see over here, this material is not allowing more number of flux lines to pass through it. So this is ferromagnetic material actually, this is diamagnetic material. So permeability of this material is greater and permeability of this material is less. That is magnetic permeability. It is defined as property of the material to allow magnetic lines of force to pass through it. So see, the flux lines which are passing through this material, it is obviously the property of the material, but it also depends upon what? Strength of magnetic field. If this strength is greater, then more number of lines will pass through it. Possibility of passing more number of lines is always greater if this intensity of magnetic field is greater. That means if H is greater. So the flux lines which are passing through this material B is directly proportional to what? H. So B by H is constant, and that constant is nothing but what? Permeability. So we can define permeability in other words also. It is the ratio of what? Magnetic flux density to magnetic field strength or intensity of magnetic field. So B by H, this ratio is nothing but permeability. Its SI unit is Newton per ampere square. Now if the permeability is related to free space, it is called as permeability of free space. It is denoted by mu naught. So now you know mu means permeability is nothing but what? Ratio of magnetic flux density to strength of magnetic field. This ratio, suppose we measure this ratio at a point in vacuum, then it is called as permeability of free space. So it is the ratio of magnetic flux density to magnetic field strength at a point in vacuum. So mu naught is equal to mu naught, it is permeability of free space, it is equal to B naught upon H. Okay, so if we measure permeability in free vacuum, it is called as permeability of vacuum or permeability of free space, right? Now absolute permeability related to material medium. Suppose you keep a material medium in the external magnetic field, then the ratio of magnetic flux density to strength of magnetic field at a point in material is called as what? Absolute permeability. So it is mu. Okay, at a point in vacuum is nothing but permeability of free space. At a point in material is nothing but what? Absolute permeability mu. Now what is relation between these two? That is mu r, relative permeability. So permeability of material is measured in terms of permeability of free space, and that ratio is called as what? Relative permeability. So it is defined as ratio of absolute permeability of medium to permeability of free space. So mu upon mu naught, this ratio is called as relative permeability. Since this is ratio of permeabilities, it has no unit. Okay, so these are some terms, some more terms we will study in next video lecture. Thank you.